Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about the typical Peruvian costumes. In this opportunity, I'm going to talk about Sallqa Wallatas costume. My name is Maria Jose Fasabi Ticona, and this is my oral project. Well, first, what is Sallqa Wallatas? It is a characteristic dance of the carnival season. It symbolizes the courtship between Wallatas and their permanent fight for survival. The traditional clothing of Salcacocha in Peru is a fusion of pre-conquest Peruvian traditions, Inca and Wari cultures, and Spanish colonial peasant dress. The clothing is vibrant, is colorful, and reflects the rich cultural heritage of the region. Let's see the women's clothing. Women's wear a long skirt called pollera, with a white red stripe on a black base, a mini skirt called ucuna worn under the pollera. The jubona is a Peruvian traditional clothing very common in Andean women. The jubona is the Quechua equivalent of a traditional wool jacket. These jackets are usually decorated with colorful button patterns. These clothes always go under the jikja, that is a shawl or cape that is worn over the shoulders, and a circular head adorned with hanging ribbons and yellow flowers called montera. Yes. Well, in the case of men's, the men's clothing is a poncho, first a poncho that covers the upper body and is worn over the shoulders. It's a woolen garment. Then we have the chuyo. This is a naked head with ear flaps made of alpaca wool. Some pants made of wool or cotton, and sandals made of leather or other natural materials, generally known as the famous Yankees or ojotas too. And the chumpi is a garment used to fasten clothing around the waist. Women wear chumpis to fasten their skirts, and men wear them to hold their pants, like a leash. Well, where do the Wallatas Salcacocha participate? The Salcacocha Wallatas celebrate Inti Raimi every year. They participate in this festival to thank the sun god Inti for making their land warm and fertile. They wear their special clothes with bright colors and designs during the festival. The most interesting thing, well, that I appreciate is that each suite or article of clothing can differ greatly from one region to another, since each city and town has its own qualities. People can tell if they are from one town or another just by looking the head. The head. Since if we realize many costumes in Cusco are very similar. For example, in the case of Balicha costume, the women's don't use flowers and don't use yellow flowers in their montera. Well, in the typical dance, the men wear a white cloth on their arms to represent the beards called guayatas, and the women wear a ribbon or strip on their hands. This is a long and narrow strip of colorful fabric that is often worn around the waist or as a headband. The Salcacocha Guayatas clothing and customs show their history and strong spirit as a group. Their love for nature and each other and their respect for their ancestors and traditions. The clothing is still worn today, and visitors can find it in local markets and shops in the region, in Cusco. Well, I'm going to share a little part of this video to explain why did I choose to talk about this typical costume. Well, I uh, I chose this typical costume because 2 years ago I had the opportunity to belong to a cast of folkloric dances, and we had an internal contest in which we had to represent the Sallqa Qocha Wallatas in Unipe. This is a women's college in La Molina, so some of us had to dress up as Wayata boys. It is a really beautiful memory. Well, as I said before, all of them are women. And that's all. Thank you very much.